Hey guys, it has been far too long since the last time I made a proper video, maybe not even ever. So what I want to talk about tomorrow, I am running the Southampton Marathon, the Hampton Marathon. Super pumped, super excited for it. I haven't run this race in, I think, 2 years. I did run it back then, but it was my second marathon. I didn't really know what was going on. And I'm really excited and pumped for tomorrow's race. I am thinking of three things that I want to share, three things that I'm just thinking about as like my race strategy and how I'm looking at this race. So number one is that this race has a lot of bends and turns in the beginning of the race and the end of the race. So basically there's a series of turns. I just want to be mindful of like my pace and mindful of going out too hard or mindful of getting on my pacing and making sure that I'm feeling good about the race. And then there's a huge straightaway that's on Southampton Road, Dune Road. And during that time, I feel like that straightaway is tough. So you just kind of have to grit it out. And then it's followed by more turns. So probably not the best race for a PR, but it is really flat. So that's really nice. Number two, second thing I'm thinking about, maybe this is like a tip or just, in case you haven't run the race before, is that this race is in late September. So it's September 27th this year. And it tends to be very hot. So what happens is that most of the time when you're doing like a marathon, you're probably doing it in like the fall. And in the morning, temperatures are a bit cool. Last time I ran this a couple of years ago, it's about 75 degrees at the peak around, I want to say it was, maybe like 9 a.m. or something. So it got real hot real quick. You have to stay on top of hydration. I plan on drinking every 30 minutes. Drinking some electrolyte drinks, some Gatorade, whatever they have available, and then continuing with my normal kind of food fuel intake every hour. So I'll maybe have a little something. I've been tending not to do too much food during my runs and really just focus on the liquids as long as there's some electrolytes and some carbs in there, and I'm usually good to go for the whole race. The third thing about this race that makes it different than other races, it's a commingled race with half marathoners and full marathoners. And there's a part of the race where all the half marathoners go in one direction and the full marathoners go in another direction. I wasn't prepared for that the first time I ran it. And what was really crazy is that, the whole time, the first few miles of the race, you're running with a bunch of people. It's cool. There's a good energy. And then there's this turn, and during that turn, it's like a sea of people just going one way for the half marathon, and then no one is going the way for the full marathon. It's really crazy, and it's just like a sheer drop off. It's probably like 100-to-1 drop off. I hope it's like that again this time, because two things. There's like two ways you can look at it. One way that you can look at this is, hey, I can't believe I have so much of the race to do. Like all these people are turning around, they're heading back, they're going through the half marathon, but I still have like a huge volume of running to do, which is daunting, right? But I would say the better way to think about that and the way that I plan on thinking about it tomorrow is I am one of the few people that has the opportunity to go to that full marathon length, that is trained, that is ready, that's prepared. And I'd like to think that makes me a little bit more special, a little pat on my back. And I'll use that to like fuel myself the next couple of miles, because not everybody is doing the full marathon. Not everybody is doing the entire thing. And I think that's pretty cool. So I'm really excited to do that. So those are my three tips. So 3 tips, strategies, things I'm thinking about the day before the race. Also, I'm very excited. I just got a pair of New Balance Super Comp Elites V5. So they're fresh off the manufacturing line, very new sneaker. And I did my first trial run on them earlier this week, and they are super bouncy and super smooth, and I felt super fast, and I'm really excited to use them. These are my favorite shoe. I used to be a really big Hoka Rincon 3 person. I had maybe 4 or 5 pairs of those. But last year for my New York Marathon, I used a New Balance Super Comps, really liked them, ran them to the ground. And this is my second pair, so I'm excited. I'm really pumped to use these on race day. So, if you like the content, I don't know if you do. I think this is the first time I'm actually talking to camera like this. But if you like it, like, subscribe. Don't forget to do all that stuff. If you're running the Hamptons Marathon, say hello, good luck. And if you see this sometime in the future, I hope I survive it. Bye.